Leggy blonde lingerie model Cara Nichols had all the right moves to make her way in the world of fashion. The Colorado beauty with the hourglass figure and seductive smile told her family she was going on a fashion shoot in Denver, but she never made it there.
No one heard from her again after that day.
Cops say it wasn't a fashion shoot.
It's my understanding at the beginning of the investigation that Cara was going to the Denver metro area for a photo shoot, but none of the information led to that being truthful.
Cara's parents, Julia and Paul Nichols, rue the day their daughter signed up on Model Mayhem, a networking website that hooks up models with photographers. They want police to talk to the man who took these shots in Colorado Springs and anyone Cara may have met on the site.
Maybe this was more alternative modeling, small-time website types of things.
Her profile on Model Mayhem, which has since been taken down, read, "My name is Cara and I'm 19 years old. And although I'm new to it, modeling is something I am very passionate about and I take my work seriously."
I think what she did have might not have been professional or quite what it seemed.
Cara was living in Colorado Springs, 1,000 miles from her parents' home in Chicago. Like many teenagers, she had gone through some rough patches through high school, but she was turning her life around.
I think modeling for Cara was a mask, was a way to step into a different identity.
So it was good news when she phoned her big brother about a modeling gig in Denver. It was just the break Cara needed. That night, Cara's roommate saw her driving away, he thought with a girlfriend. He assumed she was going to her much-anticipated appointment. But Cara's big break turned into her parents' heartbreak. Cara's big brother, who lived nearby, went to the local sheriff's department to file a missing persons report.
He was told to just sit tight, that she was an adult, and they didn't want to be needlessly alarmed, and that adults are free to go off and not contact people they know for days, if not weeks at a time.
But there were ominous signs from the beginning.
Her friends alerted us that she was not picking up her phone, she was not answering text messages or messages on Facebook or social media, and that's when we became very worried. This is a person with hundreds and hundreds of contacts in social media and very active, very social person. Very unusual behavior for Cara to not contact anyone for even one day, let alone many days.
The silence was deafening.
The last conversation I had with her, I remember trying to encourage her, if not beg her, to come back to us. I just remember wanting so badly to get her back. But knowing that she was 19 and wanted to strike out on her own, and she didn't want to be under her parents' thumb anymore, it had to be her decision.
The family flew to Colorado Springs to search for her. In Cara's bedroom, the Nichols say there were clues something was terribly wrong. Her professional makeup case was still there, nearly $300, and her laptop. The Nichols believed Cara was in grave danger. They pressed the local cops.
They began to suspect that something bad had happened.
Time was of the essence. Fresh clues could go stale. El Paso County Sheriff Terry McKenna appealed to the public for help.
We all know somebody out there knows something. They always do. And all we're asking is to tell us where we can find her or to contact us with what happened.
Cops were on the case, or so it appeared, but Cara's family says that could not have been further from the truth. The lead investigator, this man, Deputy Cliff Porter, admits in this audio tape while being questioned by his superiors that he had barely lifted a finger to find Cara.
I said, maybe somebody would finally just say, look, this is a cold case, this girl's probably dead, we're gonna work the leads, but we're gonna shelve this thing, and we won't overreact every time Mr. Nichols comes in.
The Nichols were outraged.
I was very angry. It made me feel that they did not think my daughter was worth searching for, that she was beneath their efforts.
And what is just as disturbing, in that same audio recording, Deputy Porter admits he dropped the ball, ignoring clues that could have been vital in the early stages of the investigation.
I apologize. It's not going to be as good as if I had, done it when all that stuff happened.
While all that was going on, tips were pouring in to the Nichols Facebook page, and one made family members tremble in horror.
A person who claimed to have seen Cara and claimed to have known that Cara was being trafficked, 2 men. This person urged us to drop everything immediately and go to Long Island and find our daughter and rescue her.
The Nichols now feared their daughter was being held prisoner in a sex trafficking ring, but the police did not find her at the location.
Nothing came of it. We don't know if it was a prank, we don't know if it was a scam, we just don't know.
Detective Jeff Noor took over the case from Detective Sergeant Tammy Gugliotta. Noor doesn't believe Cara was going to a modeling shoot, but he's keeping a tight lid on their investigation until they're sure what happened to the Platinum Blonde.
Really don't know that she's a victim. She's a missing person, whether she left on her own free will or if she was taken against her will. When you look at it is the possibility that there's foul play.
As the layers of their precious daughter's life slowly peeled away, the Nichols found out that some of Cara's other modeling gigs were sometimes a cover for an escort service, even though Model Mayhem is a legitimate site for models.
The police do everything that they can, but it's getting to be very, very difficult with sites that we see on the internet, whether it's a modeling site, Craigslist, all of them, and they hide behind the law. And so do the perpetrators, as we've seen in our case of Cara Nichols.
The Nichols have sought outside help from the Women's Coalition Against Violence and Exploitation, a group that gets the word out and tracks social media on hundreds of missing person cases.
Under no circumstances does this family believe the things that the police have always tried to have this family believe, that Cara killed herself, so where's her body? Or accidental drug overdose, where's her body? Or third, that she doesn't want to be found and she's doing this to mess with her family. A trafficking ring, we believe, is valid.
The leads the coalition received early on did not look good for the 5'8" model. One said this, Cara was killed by her pimp in Denver, right? She owed like $3 grand, and then the next day, she was abducted. A bunch of bad dudes, they were talking about her and other girls. I guess there is a stretch of road that like 10 bodies are buried at. The area pinpointed 30 miles south of Denver is the same direction Cara was headed the night she went missing.
I believe it is the truth and it is the answer to what has happened to my daughter.
Crime Watch Daily tried to contact the tipster, but he did not respond.
Most likely this is a true tip.
The detectives say they understand the Nichols' pain.
Imagine being a parent and knowing that their child has disappeared and doesn't know what happened to them, or they've been murdered and don't know what happened to them. That's a loss that you can't fill. So we continue on, we won't stop.
For now, the Nichols sit tortured, flipping through their family photo albums.
I would like to tell her that she has unconditional love from her family, and we have been praying for her safety, and we would consider it the greatest miracle and blessing for her to come back.
One of the big factors in Cara's disappearance appears to be this modeling website she was on. Right now, we've brought in forensic psychologist Dr. Judy Ho. And Doctor, Cara isn't the first girl to go missing from a site like this. It seems like these places could be virtual hunting grounds for predators.
Absolutely. I think there's a lot of experienced people who have been doing this for a long time, and this is just yet another website where they can stake their ground.
If you can, take us into the mind of a predator who might use a site like this.
Oftentimes, these predators have used other sites before, and they know exactly how to create a posting that could draw people who would be interested in working with them. They will oftentimes promise larger sums of money for something that seems like it's not too hard to do, and hoping that some of these young people don't actually look them up and try to verify those statistics.
Dr. Judy Ho, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Chris.
And if anyone has any information on the location of Cara Nichols, we urge you to please reach out to the El Paso County Sheriff's Office. That number is 719-390-5555.